Hey there fam, so I'm back with some amazing news that you've probably heard a million times already today. So rather than amuse you with my reaction, I want to present you with what I am known for, and that is my theories. Here's for you guys my very first theory on Magiana. There is very little information about her, but maybe, just maybe, we can make some connections. So I'm gonna start off by referencing a couple of videos made by my friends. First we have Toby, who introduced us to the news, and what I find more interesting is his thoughts on what the name could represent. It seems that it's a combination of magi and ana, duh. Magi refers to magic, and ana is a prefix to create plural nouns. So in essence, its name could mean a collection of magic or magis. This to me is very important because according to the text that has been translated so far, Magiana is a man-made Pokemon that was built roughly 500 years ago. So keep that name in mind, but first we need to cover what the designs represent. So I was beat to this theory by my buddy Hoops and Hip Hop, I hate you, where he talks about how he believes that Magiana is actually the very first Pokeball. And if you haven't noticed by now, her whole design represents a Pokeball. However, something seems to be out of place. Pokeballs are not that old according to both the games and anime. We know that both the anime and the game share different lore, so I feel that Game Freak could really mess this up if they're not careful when providing an explanation to the existence of this Pokemon. What I mean by that is that the anime shows that Pokeballs are at least 300 years old. In the episode A Ship Full of Shivers, we can see a 300-year-old trophy shaped like a Pokeball, and actual Pokeballs in the Ghost Ship. This is why, based on the anime canon, Pokeballs are at least 300 years old. But the games tell a different story. Drayden tells us that when he was a boy, Pokeballs did not exist. Now, if humans in the Pokemon world age similarly to ours, then I think we can all agree that he is past his 50s, right? I really don't think he's over 300 years old, but who knows? Anything is possible in their world. And we know that in the past, people used apricorns instead of Pokeballs to capture Pokemon. Alright, so we have an idea what the name means and that the Pokeballs are actually fairly recent. So why in the world does Magiana look like a flat-out Pokeball? Because I believe it's just like Hoops implies. The Pokeballs are modeled after her. And the answer lies in her name and some lore that we are aware of. First of all, did you know that in the past people did not refer to what we know as Pokemon with that name? Instead, they were known as magical creatures. Let me read you a text from Bulbapedia. Prior to the invention and mass production of Pokeballs, people tended to use the hollow-out apricorns native to the Johto region to capture Pokemon. While even further back, Pokemon were not known as Pokemon at all, but as magical creatures, Japanese Maju. So I believe that Magiana comes from this period of time, right before Pokeballs were created. So the humans that created this Pokemon somewhat imitated the Pokemon they saw around them and decided to name her a collection of magic or magical creatures. But the question is why? Why create a mechanical Pokemon if there were so many other creatures around you with perhaps even more powers? Well, I believe Magiana was humans' first line of defense. In the same text from Bulbapedia, I found something interesting. Quote, Pokemon were not known as Pokemon at all, but as magical creatures. In these times, many Pokemon were apparently feared because of their powers, sometimes so great that the most powerful of these monsters passed into legend, and they were often seen as deities in their own right. Humans feared Pokemon. They had very limited ways to control them, and the key to finally tame them, I believe, is this Pokemon, Magiana. This is why modern Pokeballs are based on her image. Now you might be wondering, how can humans bring a mechanical creature to life? But this is not their first time. Golurk's Pokédex states, Golurk were created to protect people and Pokemon. They run on a mysterious energy. We know that Infinity Energy has the power to bring back a Pokemon to life, such as AC's Floette. So why not give life to a mechanical body? This could also be another reference to her name, as she could have been brought to life by the sacrifice of a collection of magical creatures we know as Pokemon. Is that the secret that only Volcanion knows? Oh boy, I'm going way off topic and into a dark side, so I think I'll stop here. Or maybe, just maybe, this Pokemon was made by the Illuminati.